what can you do? Like, how do you hold it when you can't give all that you would like to give? And there's so many things that we would love to give that we just, in abundance of our hearts, we would love to share. And some years we just don't have the resources to do it. And so what does all that mean? Like, how does that all come together? And I want to just offer sort of an array of thoughts here. And it starts with this line, like, one of the best lines. I was thinking about this a lot because we have a series coming up on it, about our material wants, is where Jesus has this beautiful line where he says, fret not, worry not, goes through this beautiful parable, and then he says, your Father knows you have need of these things. And I think that's a beautiful way to put it. It's God saying, don't worry. God knows that we have these material needs. And again, that's different than material wants. That we have these material needs. We have these things that we need to have in place in life to kind of make life flow, because it's really hard when they're not there. When we have no resources at all, it's not an easy place to be. And he's saying, like, don't worry, God understands that. It doesn't mean we don't go through experiences like that. It just means don't worry, God understands it and is with us in a lot of compassion in those times. And so what is it that we can really give? Well, I take back, I would take you back to thinking about what were the gifts that mattered the most to you over the years. And I guarantee that there were some that were big and grand and wonderful, but there were probably many, many, many gifts that actually have huge meaning to you, and yet they're small and they would not look like much. And if I saw them sitting on your desk, I wouldn't think it was a gift at all. I think back to a gift my daughter gave me years ago. She was probably about 12 years old, and she knew that I liked meditating, and she knew I had told her once the process I used for meditating, which was seeing boats out on the water, and huge story there. Anyhow, she made me a little pot holder, about this big, and it had just little boats on it. That was it. She had stitched some little boats into it. I loved that gift. That gift meant more to me than, if she'd come up with $1,000, And I think that memory of, oh yeah, that's right. We are here to give of what we have to give at any particular time. And we're here to give our gift of presence, and we're here to give our gift of deep love. And that's what really will matter in the end. And yep, it can be frustrating, and it can be frustrating, especially when I think of young parents. I think of when our kids were little and we weren't able to give them all the things that maybe some of their friends, families were able to do. But that's okay. That's okay, because we can still give that gift of presence. And in the end, that's the gift that really matters. And it matters regardless of resources. That is the gift that truly, truly matters. Been thinking a lot about this, listening to some beautiful podcasts and on how do we sort of just get that contentment in life, because I think God's so clear, like, don't fear. I know you have need of these things, and don't fear is such a big part of the Christmas story. Such a big part of understanding life is not to be afraid, not to be anxious, not to let the lack of something just sort of totally spin us out, even though it might do it temporarily. And that's at this Christmas season, go into it when this whole thing around gifts is needing, try to say this the right way, wanting less and wanting less. That's where the real denominator is. We think that it's so much about if I just get more, that'll bring a certain level of more happiness, or if I can give more, But it's interesting, the art of subtraction is really important over the Christmas season, because it really is those gifts that make such a huge difference. And those little things, like, my stepson yesterday asked, what can I get you for Christmas? And I'm like, I'd love to go out to dinner, and I don't care whether it's pizza or Chinese food. Like, that's actually what really matters. And then with my kids, we're going to have a Christmas party, and we couldn't do it all before Christmas, so we're just going to do it after Christmas. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. We'll just hang out. We'll have a good time. We'll smile. We'll laugh. We'll have some good food. We'll enjoy each other's company. That's what really, in the end, matters. The other stuff, yeah, I'm here to tell you, as you get older, it means less and less, and the connections mean more and more. So, friends, if you're finding yourself facing a Christmas where you're feeling like, I can't give all I can give, I would just remind you, you can still give a lot. And it's that idea of relationship and connection and compassion and love and a kind note and a good meal and a visit. Like, those are the things that actually really, really matter in the end, I guarantee. So that's the thought for today, friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. And when we shift gears, we're going to come in for a gentle landing here. We're going to do a little meditation from the Old Testament, a little prayer from the New Testament, a little blessing back from the Old Testament, and then we'll say hi to friends who are joining us on Facebook. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, a little quick cheery hello to those who might have joined us online. And it is kind of fun. It'd be fun to talk to people about what was the best small free gift they got, because I guarantee there'd be a lot of really touching ones out there. All right. Good morning. Prayers as we say goodbye to my friend Alma. We certainly will keep her in our prayers. Please hold her two sweet sons in the light. We certainly will. Linda, thanks for posting that. We'll definitely do that. Martha, good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And then flipping over onto here. All right. Come on, Nelly. I just have frozen my computer here. Let's see. All right, let's try one more time, friends. Come on, Nelly. The computer network is slow today. Friends, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, there it goes. All right. Janine, great message. Thank you. You're welcome. God's gift to me is a capacity to love and a good life from him and my children. It's so true. Like, the gift is really this beautiful capacity, this really capacity we have just to be loving and connected. And I always think, Janine, about those of us who have been around little kids, right? Sometimes the biggest thing of Christmas is the boxes. That's what they enjoy to play with. So just kind of funny how that all works. And Marcus, good morning to you. All right, dear friends, listen, God bless. Have a wonderful